Britain used to be the heart of the motorcycle industry, and at one time or another, more than 750 different makes of motorcycle were made here. Now, all the famous names except Triumph are long gone, with only collectors to polish their memory. New Labour, new Triumphs, and since their equally spectacular revival in fortunes, one of the most successful of the new Triumph motorcycles has been this one, the Thunderbird, which in its name and in its retro styling borrows heavily from the glory days of the British bike industry. But for some, a modern reproduction like this just doesn't satisfy their craving for the real thing. They even have a strange language full of featherbeds, jam pots and pudding basins. They are the members of the Vintage Motorcycle Club, and they've come here to the world capital of motorcycling, the Isle of Man, to celebrate 25 years. Let's find out what cranks their Kickstarters. Mountainside, where were they from?
They were from Woking originally, but actually, they didn't make motorbikes, they made aeroplanes in the First World War. When the war had finished, they didn't want aeroplanes. Nobody wanted, because they were fighters.
Yeah.
So they had a good working force, big factory, so they turned over and made motorbikes. These are still going. You'll not get a piece of Jap crap still going in 40 years' time.
But is it about motorcycling, or is it about nostalgia for lost empire and a golden oldie time?
If you call it a lost empire, I think you're wrong. When you look round with over 400 bikes here, it's not a lost empire. And we are only the keepers while we're here, and we want some more young keepers to keep the bikes going.
People are beginning to appreciate motorcycles that look like they were in the days when they were used and raced, and when they were, you know, the real thing, not just museum pieces.
Well, these are obviously ridden and not hidden. Tell us about, this one's yours, isn't
That's
it? The
mine.
1929
Yes.
Sunbeam.
I built that up from 1929 bits as a TT replica.
Yeah.
This 1929, Charlie Dodson won the TT on a motorcycle pretty much like that.
His light's gone on, he's coming down the road.
Dodson actually won the TT at an average speed of 73 miles an hour with no rear suspension, about 2 inches of front suspension travel, on worse roads than we ride on.
He wins by 15 seconds, he's done it. Oh, a magnificent performance.
It also goes to show that what we call progress is largely an illusion. You know, 67 years on, this is still a lot faster than a lot of stuff, and it's still going, and that gives me a huge buzz. Of course.
In the antiques field, keeping vintage bikes is about as far from collecting porcelain as you can go without falling off the edge. The fun of owning beasts like this isn't about age, money or condition. It's about swapping spares, greasing nipples, stripping down engines, but above all, using the things. So, having spent countless long winter evenings in the workshop and a not inconsiderable amount of cash fettling their fine steeds, the members of the Vintage Motorcycle Club are about to take them out and ride them on the fastest section of the world's most demanding road racing circuit. Why?
It's great fun to ride it round just to see if you can still do it. See if the bike can still do it. Because I've had this 41 years.
That's why I built it, but swing it around the corner, it's nice.
It's a hell of a buzz. And you're recreating something, re-experiencing something that was going on nearly 70 years ago.
David, how did that go? Any sticky moments along the way?
Bloody terrifying, actually. The first thing I saw at Waterworks Bend was a Norton, guy waving a flag and a Norton laid up, petrol tank completely missing and people peering over the edge looking for it.
But people don't seem to be that bothered.
It's part of the game, you know, you've got to be prepared for things to go wrong.
No problems at all, it runs beautiful. For a 76-year-old, it's not bad, you know.
Not bad at all. Bike's not bad either.
No.
Right, well, I found out a bit about vintage bikes and they've got me all fired up with their enthusiasm. So it's time to quit talking and start riding. David, you better give me the gen so I can get going.
Right, simple controls, brake, clutch, advanced retard, that's about running speed.
Yes.
And you've got your 3 gears down here.
Splendid.
And you start up using the decompressor in the first gear.
How?
Pushing.
Pushing. Pushing. Okay.
Let's push.
In gear.
Yep.
Decompressor in.
Go.
Chocks away. Off we go. Blasting along the bumpy back roads of the island, I can now understand why folk collect these things. I can also understand why they're so passionate about riding them. You don't want to stick this in a museum, you want to get out and ride it, feel it, smell it, feel the exhilaration of flying on the ground. Modern bikes have lost a lot of that, and if they lose it entirely, then I'll be taking the bus.